The North Caucasus region has been incredibly violent for a long time.
Some of the most horrific terrorist attacks in Russian history have come out of this region. I'm talking about attacks against elementary schools, theaters, subways, aircraft, airports, trains.
Most recently, in Volgograd down here, that very same thing happened.
Absolutely. We had, just in late December, 2 attacks. The train station and a trolley bus killed dozens of people, and that originated out of this part of the world.
So not only have there been very violent terrorists here, but they've shown a willingness to go beyond their immediate zone. You may remember the Boston bombings. Those 2 young men there had ties to this part of the region. So let's move over here now and talk about Sochi. It's on the western side. It is something of an island in the midst of all this chaos because the mountains separate it from the worst of it and the sea protects it from the other side. But that is not enough.
No, that's not enough at all. And that's the reason the Russians have created a ring of steel around the Olympic venue.
Let's bring in a closer look here and talk about what that ring of steel means because we've heard that term an awful lot. First of all, one of the things that has been done here is they basically limited the roads to one that runs along the shore to the main Olympic Village where the opening ceremony will be and where the ice skating events, things like that will be. And then one more that runs up into the mountains to the alpine events, to the skiing events, things like that. And to create this ring of steel, one of the things they've done is flood this area with troops and with security officers.
Yeah, this is a security sector. Inside of it, everything is going to be monitored, cell phone, internet, there'll be cameras, and then they want to keep everybody outside of that who may do harm to the spectators or the
So they're going to try to
Olympians.
keep track of basically every soul in there, where they are, what they're doing, where they're going.
Entering,
They'll
exiting.
also have some big equipment in here. They will have anti-aircraft batteries, that sort of thing. They'll have ships out at sea. And yet, you point out there is a very real threat despite all of this.
Absolutely. They could have somebody inside of this ring of steel already, such as a Black Widow, suicide bomber, a lone wolf. I mean, these games have been around for a long time, since 2007. If you were this insurgency has been going on for 20 years. If you were a terrorist leader, you may want to get somebody in there very early, set up an operation before these games start.
So when we talk about things like this threat of people smuggling in something in toothpaste tubes, that sort of thing, that could be going into the heart of the games, into this very protected ring of steel, or it could be about other targets.
Sure. I think this toothpaste threat is about aircraft. There are very few direct flights to Sochi from outside Russia. They're going to have to come in through Moscow. So I think that's where that's directed. Russia's a big place, 9 time zones. If you're able to pull off a terrorist attack against Moscow during these games, it's going to be a victory, quote unquote, for these terrorists.
No matter where it goes, it'll be associated with the Olympics. What do you think are the odds in favor of or against an attack during this with all your experience?
They said they were going to do it. We have to take them at their word. I expect an attempt. Hopefully there won't be one.